Good afternoon, good early evening, everybody. It's Mayor Kimo Alameda's pleasure to bring his administration to everybody here in Kailua, Kona. We're anticipating a wonderful evening. We have a great crowd, and we have a great set of directors with our administration. So with that, I know, be very cognizant and mindful of your time. Let's move forward. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Dr. Kimo Alameda.
All right, test. Wow, what an awesome opportunity to be here with you folks in Kailua, Kona. Thank you so much. So that's Bill Berhante. He's my managing director. And when I was looking for somebody to help us out, he worked under 8 mayors. So he comes with a lot of institutional knowledge, what worked, what didn't work. Plus he's an attorney, so keeps us out of trouble. And he was in HR, so he understands the hiring and all that. So I really appreciate Bill as my managing director. My deputy is Merrick Nishimoto, Konawaena boy, West Hawaii boy. So I wanted to make sure that part of my campaign was geographic equity, make sure to get parity, make sure that everybody get the equal love, right? And I feel like West Hawaii has been neglected for far too long. And so, yes. That is true story. So first week on the job, first 2 weeks, I was like, what are we gonna do for Kona immediately? Right off the bat, just to show you guys that I meant it when I said we wanted geographic equity. So Merrick, being a Konawaena boy and all his life lived here, family here, he's always reminding us about equity. And so he's on our mayor's team. Okay, and then I'll have everybody else introduce themselves, but first just let me share with you that it's been a great 4 months. I feel like, this is just me now, I don't know if you see it out there, but I feel it. I feel like there's change in the air. I feel it, okay, because this road right here, right? This road right here is evidence of action, okay? And that took 4 years. Just, we did it in 4 months. All right, we also, if you ever take a cruise out to the south side, you'll see Clarence Lum 1 Park. And, when I was campaigning and I was talking stories with folks out there, they said, Kimo, there's no parking. They get parking in other people's yards, they're parking on the streets, super unsafe. And so we addressed it, worked with Public Works. Acting Director Neil Azevedo went out there, took his crew. And on Friday, we're doing a little blessing. We're adding 80 stalls. Thank you very much on that park over there. Thank you, Neil. And we do have plans. Today we met with a woman, her name's Mali. I don't know if she's here tonight. But, we wanted to talk a little bit about that. They call it the Blue Park or Lunalino Park, Punahele subdivision. There's like 3 different names for the same place. But there's a playground there that it's all bus up. Some of you might know, nobody wants to take their kids there anymore. So we met with her today, and she has a group with the Friends of the Park, and so we are going to fix that park, and we are going to dedicate some funds to that. So we are working for Kona. Okay, just here, I can tell you right here, the skate park's going to be improved. I can tell you that because we have funds for that. Okay, I also made a promise, and I don't make promises too much because that's like the biggest setup, right? You make one promise and then you don't have control of the results, and all of a sudden it doesn't happen, and then it looks like you didn't fulfill your promise. But I got to promise. I got to make this promise because it's been like 20 years that you don't have a bathroom right over there. That's almost embarrassing. Longer, 30 years, 40 years. It seems like forever. So you gotta get your bathroom there, okay? And you gotta get your bathrooms, your 2 bathrooms down there, okay? You gotta have that. And just for good measure, we're gonna add an extra bathroom right behind this building, because this bathroom's not enough stalls, right? And then when this is closed, you know, our workers, they got to go bathroom. The canoe guys got to go bathroom. So we're going to put one bathroom behind here, 2 bathrooms there, 1 bathroom there. All right, that's in the plan. So I promising that, and I just hoping that my team can help me deliver on that, because come 4 years, if we cannot get that done, I'm going to be so embarrassed, but tell you guys, so sorry. You know, so I don't like to say that. So that's why I'm making the promise, so I can motivate myself to get it done. Okay, that's just here. Now, last week, I'm just hitting you up on all the things that you might have questions on. So on Sunday, we met at Hale to talk about, Saturday, to talk about the parking. Okay, so I get it. When we had our talk stories in the business community, you know, they said, hey, you know, we're losing money. There's nobody come to our shops because parking is $15 an hour. 2 hours, there's $30, and all I wanted to do was go to Kona Inn to try the mud pie, and the mud pie was $15 plus the $30. That's on $45. You know, so I get it. So the magic bullet is really to address the issue of the overparking, the overpayment for private parking. That's ridiculous. We know it. Our council member Rebecca Valagas knows it. We have a resolution that's going, and it's in process. Legals reviewed it, and we feel like we can make a dent in that. But that's going to take a little bit of time. In the meantime, when we met with the Kona Traffic Committee, okay, so we met with the Kona Traffic Committee. They have this committee. They share with us 7 solutions to help alleviate the burden over there. The best one was address the paid parking. Okay, so that's like number 1. Number 2 was like to build a structure, you know, 2-story structure. They identified the place. Okay, that can take time, but that's in our purview. The 3rd solution was right by Coconut Grove. The cars are parked like this, but they said if you just twist them, you kind of turn them like that, more cars can park. So we took a look at that today, and so that's low-hanging fruit. We can do that immediately. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. So we're checking off some boxes. All right. Now, the other idea, which it's like 50-50, people say, I don't know, I don't think this is going to work. It was tried before, and it's to make Ali'i Drive one-way going south. So that has to be tested. We're not sure. Some people say yes, some people say no. And Merrick and I talked to other businesses, you know, and they said, hey, we gotta try something. Okay, it might not work or might work, we don't know. So we looked at the history, we talked to some folks from the past. In 2004 it was brought up, 2013 again. What they did that didn't work. So, you know, in 2013, I believe they had the one-way going down from Piʻilani already. And other boaters was like, hey, no way, you know, we like go up Piʻilani out of the pier. So if anything, you should start them in front of the pier and let Piʻilani go 2 ways, and then as soon as you turn left, then that's the one way, all the way to Hualalai, and then you can go out. So that's the idea. You know, we showed a charrette. You're going to see, for those of you who didn't come to the meeting, you're going to see, like, how come the parking is like, you know, like you turn left and the parking is facing this way? That's because in a one-way, it's easier to drive your car and reverse it. You guys like my little bit? Okay, so you want to reverse it, yeah? It's harder to go that way. It's because it's harder to reverse out into a one-way. So it's easier to reverse park, and then when it's time to go, and it's safer. So that explains that. So we're going to try that out. It starts May 1st. We're going to have signage. Okay, we're going to just basically, it's not reconstruction, it's just restriping. One way. The first week is kind of like one test. The second week, we're going to try synchronize the lights. Because then you got to synchronize the lights. Some places longer, some places faster. See how the traffic flow. Third week, see how the traffic flow. By the first month, we should kind of get an idea. Okay, by the 5th week, if we see there's, you know, stagnation, then we might put a temporary light, because there's some roads that come down, like, for example, the one that starts with an L. Lunapuli, right? So sometimes those cars come down, they just make everything slow up, right? Because they gotta get in, right? So if you put on one light there and you hold them up a little bit, since it's just a little traffic coming down, then ali'i drive traffic can just go. So so those are the kind of options that we're looking at for see how we can make this work. But after about a month and a half, by 2 months we should know. If it doesn't work, we spend the next month taking it all back, going back to how it was. Okay? So that's kind of like the idea for there. So as you can tell, we've been doing a whole bunch already, and I'm so proud of our team. So speaking of our team, I'll turn it back over to our team, and then we'll go into the questions, and we'll continue that way. Go. All right.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Summer Tokihiro, Director of Human Resources.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Diane Nakagawa, Finance Department.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Renee Schoen, Corporation Counsel.
Hi, Keith Okamoto, Department of Water Supply.
Aloha, I'm Benson Medina, Director of Economic Development.
Aloha, Wes Segawa, Director of Environmental Management.
Good evening, Neil Azevedo, Acting Director of Public Works.
Aloha everyone, Merrick Nishimoto, Deputy Managing Director under Mayor Kimo Alameda, representing him in the West Hawaii Civic Center.
Good evening, I'm Ben Moskowitz, the Chief of Police.
Hello, my name is Matt Runnels. I'm the Administrator for Animal Control.
Kazuo Todd, Fire Chief.
Aloha everyone, my name is Jeff Darrow, Planning Director. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Corey Stone, Director of Information Technology.
Hi, everyone. Clayton Honma, Director of Parks and Recreations.
Aloha, I'm Kea'au Costa, Housing Administrator.
Aloha, Keiko Mercado, Assistant Housing Administrator.
Aloha, everyone. My name is Bill Hansen. I'm an Administrative Officer at Civil Defense.
Aloha, I'm Jennifer Martin, representing Mass Transit Agency.
Again, Bill Berhunty, Managing Director.
All right, big round of applause for this awesome team. Super awesome team. Okay, and kudos to the prior administration because I kept half of them. All right, so I feel like we kept the ones that I feel can keep up. Get my work ethic and my vision, and they're all super solid. We had a couple cabinet meetings already. In fact, first cabinet meeting, I asked them, hey, there's 20 departments. I just like three things that you can do in each department in the next 100 days. So we had our 100-day plan. We just got finished, so they all had 3 things. That's 60 things. I added 40. And we finished with 87 things out of 100 in 100 days. So very good. Big round of applause again for this team. Yes, yes. Getting it done. All right, so we know you might have questions about the pool. We know you might have questions about the homeless situation, especially here. So what I'm going to do is, here's how this works. We got about 50 minutes, 50, and we're going to take questions or statements. Okay? I notice in these forums, sometimes you get questions, but most times you just get statements. That's okay. So just share your statement or your question. But here's the deal. You can only ask your second question until everybody else get their chance to ask their first question. Okay? And then we just go from here and we go all the way down. And if we get time, we come all the way back. And when we reach the hour, we'll have another half hour just so that you could hit any one of these guys up one-on-one. So they'll hang out, okay? Because maybe your question is directed to, you get a question on water, you might go up to Keith. Maybe you get questions on, maybe you have an idea of some economic, business idea, you're gonna hit up Benson. Okay, maybe you get a question on the parks, you're gonna hit up Clayton. Maybe you get the housing on homeless question, you're gonna hit up Kea'au. Or you get a bus question, you go hit up, Jennifer. Transportation. So right. So if I don't get to you, we'll spend another half hour, and you could ask any one of them questions. Okay. So what we'll do is, and also I get to have the mic. So if you got your question, what I'll do is I'll repeat your question so that everybody else can hear, and then either I can answer it or we have one of the content experts to answer it. Okay? So we start here right off the bat. Robert, go ahead. Hit me up with your question.
What's being done to repair the lights at the roller ramp?
Oh, that's an awesome question. I love it. What's being done to repair that lights at that roller ramp right over here? Okay, Clayton. Where's Bill? Give him that mic. I don't know what the question. I don't know how to answer that.
Well, Robert, currently we have a design contract being routed in to get the lights addressed. In that design, we're also doing several other parks as well too. Since we just go out to do just one design contract, it's a waste of money. To be efficient, we're doing like Cavallo Park and the Paneva Equestrian Center. So we got 3 projects in the works for design right now on the electrical for that roller rink park.
Yes. Thank you, Clayton. So to answer that question, so estimate on time. So what they did is they found funding to hit up not just that lights, but we get lights at Cavallo Park. It's another lights. We get lights in Punaluu. We get lights. So we're hitting up it's called like a light project.
Yeah. We don't have the design guys bid it out yet. So we don't have a general estimate on time. But once we get the design done, they can get the scope of work done. What we're doing is at least we have the money dedicated for the design to get that started, and we'll move forward on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than that, yes.
Hey, I wish we just changed the light bulbs. I do them tonight, you like. Yeah, so, no, but I mean, and in some instances, it might be that quick. So, in fact, we did Kohala, and the tennis guys was like, hey, Kimo, right on, 6 years, 5 or 6 years, we wait for the Kohala lights. The ball field. Hey, we put lights. And then there's but our tennis court, we need lights over there. Well, I didn't know. So, and they say, all you got to do is change the bulb. Well, it's not that fast. So, but we got that in mind too. So we got you on the lights. Because, hey, there's no lights, you cannot play in the dark. Gotcha. Thank you for bringing that up, Robert. Okay, this side, anybody? Just raise your hand, I'll get to you. Yes, sir, go. Alex.
With Kona Waikōloa, the Hockey Association, also just the night skate. I just want to bring up the fact that he's correct. The lights are there. It's just the electrical panel needs to be updated. I understand. I appreciate all the projects that are going on. But the timeline has been pushed out about a year so far as it is. The hockey club has authority to do the maintenance before to get the lights, to get the panel updated, to get the lights back on. However, they were instructed not to, repeatedly, over and over again. We just got verbal confirmation that the new administration that we can start moving forward.
Okay.
However, I just want to know, are we definitely clear to go ahead and get our own contractor to come and bid instead of waiting for the year?
I got you.
And then also have a city allocated any direct funding for this part here in particular.
Got you.
I believe we're number 47 out of 50 on the docket for the light project.
Okay.
For 1 year.
Okay. All right, let me repeat that. So he said the hockey guys, the skaters, they've been waiting a long time for that light. I think this is the light union over there. So make sure that those lights get on and they got permission from the prior administration. And so it's pretty much ready to go. All you got to just say the yes and gotcha. Yeah. Right.
Can we go ahead and get the contractor to come?
Right.
Look at the panel. The lights are 100% functional.
Yeah.
The bulbs are functional.
Okay.
Bring it to the contractor just to update it.
Sounds easy. So let's continue that conversation because Clayton has also more information to share. He has folks here to help to say, hey, Clayton, yeah.
Okay.
But you had
so this is Melissa, my deputy director for parks, and then I also have my planner in here, James Komata somewhere. So.
Yes, so we just spoke last week, yeah. So our department just got the park back under Parks and Rec. From 2009, it was under the hockey rink. And so, yes, so we talked about it where we can establish a Friends of the Parks program. And if you guys want to go ahead and bring in or hire a planner, yes. It was yes over the phone. And we can talk a little bit more after this because we do have our parks planner here, James Komata.
There's funding. This is what I'm told.
Yeah, no, we're working on that, absolutely.
Yeah.
But first of all, getting the funding for the design was important to get that started first. So, James has it, with the other projects involved. But absolutely, we work with you and, work with your group in getting the lights fixed and getting that addressed. I mean, it's been, over a year now that you guys been waiting for that. We just stepped in for 4 months and we're trying to work with you guys on this.
And that's the first I heard, by the way. That's why I'm happy that we have these town halls, because it's the first I heard about those lights. So I didn't know until today. Okay, you bet. Go. Okay, Kahalu, everybody, Kahalu Beach Park. Look at it. I took pictures. I have pictures too. It's so embarrassing. Super embarrassing. Look at the roof. Look, the roof is all boss. Right? If this was our house, we wouldn't want to invite anybody. It would be so shame. So embarrassing. Yeah. Clayton, update on this. Oh, let me see. Anybody else?
Wow, that's going to take a whole lot of funding to address that, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
It's a larger scope than just what Parks and Recreation can do. We got to work with our council members and the mayor to identify funding for the project first and foremost. That's a large scale project. I mean, we have many large projects that we got to address all together, but we'll work together on trying to fix and address that.
I've talked about this too, because in campaigning, I cannot believe, I was hoping this was a state park, then I could say, yeah, it's the state, but it's a county, so we got to figure this one out. Yeah, so sorry about this. Do I get to keep this as my souvenir? Or? Okay. All right, this goes inside the mayor's office. Just as memories, for memory. Okay, right there. Sir.
I like it when I'm hearing about all these very practical things, like a new roof and light bulbs. I'm concerned about this general plan that I hear about. It seems kind of vague and what's it meant to do? Why do they use vague terms like stakeholders? I mean, I understand what a citizen is, I understand what a resident is. Who's a stakeholder? And why is it written that way? It seems as though it's meant to address problems that nobody is concerned with.
Okay, good question.
Doesn't make sense.
All right, so Richard said, what's up with that general plan? Doesn't make sense. You use vague terms like stakeholder and, it's so vague and what is the purpose of the plan? And so that's a really good question. So just so you know, so the plan has left the building department's office and now it's at the county council. So the county council is going to review it. You get to provide testimony. You could ask that same question to the 9 county council members, right? They get to weigh in what they like and don't like about the plan, and then they make a decision. And if they might make some edits, and then they'll try to finalize it because it's just a guidance document, right? It's a general plan. It's a guidance document. We're under a general plan right now from before, and so this is what the county council use and the planning commission use kind of to guide their decisions. But I know I was on the planning commission. If it didn't make sense to me, I just would disagree with it because times change, and we don't know what's in 5 years, 10 years. But we had to, the charge from the feds was you have to have a plan, and it might not be perfect, but. So that's the update on that plan. So if, Jeff, if you'd like to talk a little bit about that, go ahead.
Hi there, my name is Jeff. I'm the planning director for the County of Hawaii. So as the mayor said, the plan, we've been working on this plan it's been a long time. It's probably been 8 to 10 years. I personally haven't been involved in it until more recently. As the mayor said, we currently have a general plan in place that was implemented in 2005. That directs our long-term planning for our county as far as each department, as well as our land use decisions whenever we look at these applications that come before the county council or the planning commissions for rezonings or special permits or use permits. The general plan kind of shows where we want to see areas of growth, where we don't want to see those areas, where we want to see commercial and agricultural, residential. So the The plan has left the planning commissions. They've been reviewing the plan for 6 months. Each commission, the leeward and the windward, has made recommendations, including to the term stakeholder. And they're asking for the council to review their recommendations. The council has the authority to approve the plan. So as the mayor said, if you would like to be involved in the process, please participate in those meetings. My understanding is that they are going to launch in approximately July, and they will hold special meetings for sections in the general plan. Thank you. Once it's passed. Yes.
Follow-up question? You got lucky because my earlier you only can ask one question. So you want to ask your other? Is this same question?
It's about specifically, I've heard that in the plan is in some instances rezoning of people's houses so it's not a residence anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of half-truths on the plan. And, and that's why it's good to have these meetings. Because I'm meeting, in fact, on Monday I meet with a woman who had posted my picture on our YouTube, and the mayor is somehow against the plan or against dialogue, and I'm like, hey, let's just talk stories. Okay, because we're all citizens, right? Like, you concerned about the plan? I live here too. We all live here. And we all get kids, just like you. And I'm not just kids, I get cousins, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters. So you concerned about the plan? I'm more concerned. So yeah, so we're not trying to hide anything, right? We live in the same community. So yeah, so we'll dig into it. Whatever issues come up, we'll try to answer it, and we'll try to make the best decision we can. But again, like Jeff said, you get questions, take them to the county council. If you get time to make the meetings, you can type your questions. But believe me, we just as concerned. Thank you, right, Richard?
Thank you.
I'm going this way. I'll come back. Yes.
I'm just wondering, are there any plans for the DMV? It's so pathetic looking.
Oh, great question.
They look terrible.
I know. I agree. It's just as bad as Kahalu. So she said, hey, the DMV, right, this building, what is any plans for that? So let me turn it back over to Clayton. You're so popular today. And if you guys get questions down there, wait, I'm coming back. I'm going like that. I come back, okay?
So yeah, after we get done with these other projects that we have here, the restroom projects, the demolition of the terminal building, and this restroom the comfort station that we're building here, the plan is to take down and demolish that terminal building and remove that as well too. So that's going to be happening within our term. I'm not going to give you specific guidelines right now on what time it's going to be done. I'm going to say within the 4 years that we're here, that's going to be removed.
So here's my push. I said, hey, by the end of this year, design and then start by the end of this year, so that we're going to take about 1 year, that's right. Forget that, demolished, put up a new concession and bathroom, and then the 2 bathrooms here and the bathroom behind there, I'm pushing for 2 years, so that at least it can get finished before 4. You know how government, So, but I'm pushing. So thank you. Making my way. Yes, go ahead.
I had a question about whether it could be looked at the upper highway, Māmalahoa. The speed limit is 35 to most of it, but the fluctuation to the school speed limit, also the residential roads coming into it, and also the downgrade at 30. It's Monday through Friday especially. It's like trying to kind of navigate that is
Right.
It's challenging, and it almost seems like it's down to 25, the speed limit's 35, and maybe you're even going to 35, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're navigating with maybe a 5. But even with the 10, it's hard to really stay within it. And sometimes the speed limit changes with signs so close to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was
Okay.
possible to look at that.
Okay. That's a good question. Yeah. Right. Heather asked a great question. So at Māmalahoa, the speed limit, she said the thing changed real quick from 30, then go 35. So now you're figuring you can go fast. All of a sudden drop to 25. Now you over it. Now you're checking if you get cops. stressful. And you're just trying to take your kids to school. That's all. So I get it, right? So, I mean, first of all, Māmalahoa Highway, is that the county or the Merrick? Is that the county or the state? Or the county? Māmalahoa 190 or the upper? Oh, it's county, so that would be us. So we will take a look at it. We have to take a look at it. Yeah, no, I agree with you on those speed limits. Even coming down Saddle, all of a sudden 40 and you're going 80. How did that happen? Okay, working my way. I come back to you guys. Here, I'm going down this way first. I come back later. Go.
First of all, congratulations. But I have a question to ask you. Okay, you're concerned about our future, our children, our nephews. Okay. Have you ever considered what we're doing to the island when we're pressing the housing in one area? What happened to Kaʻau Bay with the bacterial content being so high and had to be closed down last year? Kona Bay had to be closed down because the bacterial content is too high. All coming because the septic tanks are just permeating through the lava tubes that we have underneath. Right. Now you're thinking of putting more housing above the energy lab, where we have companies growing shrimp, kampachi, oyster plants. You know, the effect on those companies will be burdened by us.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
And so maybe we would consider, instead of concentrating
Yeah.
on housing, spreading it out.
Spread them out.
Because then the island can take care of it.
True.
And filter
Right.
the food and water to prevent from.
Okay, great question. So Vince is concerned about the wastewater, and too many humans in one area, so that's called high density areas. He said kind of concerning because, you flush your toilet, in the septic system, and that could, cause bacteria in our ocean, which has already, and we have history of that. So that's why our biggest challenge, and you ask our attorneys, they'll tell you. You ask our finance director, they'll tell you our biggest challenge right now is wastewater. So Kea'au wastewater, we got to fix that. In fact, the EPA said we got to fix it now. So we can't even kick that can down the road. So we're looking at that already. In fact, we're going to D.C., Bill and I, to talk to the feds to see if they can help us fund it. Because the Kea'au wastewater is $337 million going to be. So that's one big chunk of change that we got to go borrow, right now, and we got to pay back in years to come. But the Kea'au one is estimated between 50 and 65 million. So you got Kea'au, 375 million, Kea'au, 50 to 60 million, and then we're trying to move all our cesspools to septic. And some experts are telling me septic in some places, it doesn't work, it depends. So we got a lot to be thinking about, and you're absolutely correct. So thank you for sharing that.
If you move the housing development further out and spread it around.
Yeah. So here's the problem with spreading around housing. So, so this is what they call, like smart cities. This is what they call in smart city. Like all your needs can be met in 20 minutes. It's kind of like a smart city. So Hilo is kind of like one smart city. So I live in Hilo, because you can get all your needs met in 20 minutes. But my sisters and family, I get somebody who live Honokaʻa, Kea'au, they don't like living high density. They like spread out. But there's a price to pay for that. You got to drive all the way Hilo to get your needs met. And, so if people live away from the city, they can. But some people live where their neighbors is right next to them. And they can tie into the cesspool, and they can tie into water and electric because it's cheaper. So we're trying to offer different options. But I hear your concern about the wastewater situation. Thank you so much. Okay, we're working over there. Yeah.
Hi, Daisy West, 65. Thank you so much for coming on I just want to tell you guys, kind of statement, that beyond one-way street, we are working on an ordinance. And I want you guys to know that our committee has been doing this for months. And so when this actually goes in front of the city council, you guys need to show up and you need to testify. We're asking everyone to show up and testify. We can get that thing passed in 6 weeks. But you have to show up and
Thank you, Julie. So yes, thank you, Julie. So Julie's mentioning the parking situation on Ali'i Drive, right? So like I said, there's an ordinance to get the private parking guys to like take it easy, right? And put a cap on what they're charging. And so what she's saying is when that comes up to the county council, we need testifiers to say that's a great idea. And if we have enough testimony, then it'll pass and we can move forward with that. But that takes time. So wait at the end over there. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You can go after. Go. Yeah. Homeowners insurance.
Yeah, because obviously
Yeah.
a lot of the HOAs skyrocket, so we're also not having trouble like lava zones.
Yeah. Lava zones and all flood zones, and the insurance is really high. Gotcha. Okay, so is the county doing anything about that? Sounds like an attorney question. I don't know. Okay. So who can help with the insurances? Like lava zones. I mean, this is like, is it out of our control as state, feds? The State Insurance Commission. So the State Insurance Commission. I mean, yeah, that's an issue for us too. So that's who we got to check with, the State Insurance Commission. So, and we have, and we are, because in Puna especially, insurance is through the roof. They can't even, the insurance costs more than the rent. Okay, right there. Yeah, you, man. And then we're working our way. Okay, go. Aloha.
That was desecrated by the county in the repair of the sewer line that runs through the local fish pond that was covered by the county to allow more space for visitors. My concern is, what is the county doing to preserve some of this historical sites, our Iwi Kupuna, which we hold deeply to ourselves as Native Hawaiian host culture and a practitioner as well?
Thank you so much for that question. So what is the county doing to help, Kahaluu specifically, get some cultural sites, get iwi, and as Native Hawaiians, we make sure that that's protected and preserved. And so who would that be? Jeff? What's your Yeah. Shipti, maybe?
Yeah. Normally through any type of review process that's going to involve any type of archaeological, historical, or cultural review, that'll go through the State Historic Preservation Division, even if it includes county projects such as what sounds like it was a sewer line project. It would also go through them for review. So it sounds like we need to look at what happened and be able to follow up on that. Thank you.
Yeah, so after when we have the half hour, we'll talk stories with Jeff. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, back there. You got next.
Wondering, given the rise of serious and fatal accidents on Queen K,
Yes.
Especially in the past year, with multiple crashes involving speeding, impaired driving, and poor visibility. What specific plans are in place to improve the safety on the stretch of roads, and how can the community?
Great question. So Queen K, we had that terrible head-on collision. So Queen K, easy for go fast. You think you can take over? Bad idea. It's just a bad situation. So what are we doing as the county? I think as a state highway. But I mean, we've done really good at speed bumps. That slows down traffic. That sign that has your speed, shows you how fast you're going. That slows it down. But I don't know. Let me turn it over to our, Chief Ben.
Oh, no.
Have any thoughts on this?
Of course. So we've had conversations with State DOT Director, Ed Sniffen. He wants to lower the speed limit. The pushback is from the community who doesn't want to lower speed limit. So that's right now in terms of the speed limit and the road and the infrastructure, that's the tipping point for State DOT. So, I mean, we can continue to come out and give people speeding tickets. That, makes us almost as popular as the fire chief. But I mean, aside from that, and like you said, we have infrastructure improvements. We have awareness tools that we can put out to remind people about how fast they're going. we can pull them over and slap their wrists and give them a ticket and stop them from doing it that day and have other people see us. But realistically, from an infrastructure standpoint, that's the tipping point, is convenience versus speed versus fatalities. So that's...
Other options, so public works, roads.
Engineering.
What are some of the options for lowering the speed limit? Well, I mean, there's a campaign, we have a campaign out to basically reminding people to, hey, like, don't overtake, it's not worth it. The police put out campaigns, you know, marketing campaigns, messaging campaigns, but speed bumps work. For me, that works. I mean, I didn't know they had the speed bump by Matsuyama store, you know, when you come down. And I didn't know, so all of a sudden, my mom was like, whoa, where that came from? But the next time I went, like, muscle memory, I already slowed down, so. But then some people don't like speed bumps. Like, if you ask our fire chief, he says, I don't know about the speed bumps because it slows down the ambulance. I don't know, so. We're trying our best, but if you got any ideas, please share it with us. We're all ears. Thank you. Okay, sir, Rod.
Back in November and October, I stood out there with a whole lot of other people holding signs up and stuff like that. And I have to say, we all know what the Kona problem is. But that's just, that strip of road there is just atypical of the problems we have throughout. I'll try a little bit of aside. But I'll have to say this, in the time of holding the sign, I saw one bus. And I did it over 7 weeks. But I only saw one bus.
Queen K. Got you.
I don't want to say we have no bus shelters. I've seen 3 or 4, plus a big rock, I guess that counts.
I saw that rock. He's talking about bus stops. We had that discussion, so I hear you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. 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 I'll put it out there. Here's the question Rod asked. The transportation, so he had put up signs that, you know, he was holding signs like Queen K and he only saw one bus go by. He was doing it for 7 days, so he's wondering, what's up with the bus schedule and like how do we know about the bus and, you know, is there a plan, a mass transit plan and everything? So, Jennifer, take it away.
Hi, thank you for that question. So, what portion of Queen K were you on, if you don't mind me asking?
What portion of Queen K were you on? By the Mormon Temple. Oh, that side.
So right now our bus schedules are located on our website at heleonbus.org. We do partner, or our vendor is Roberts Hawaii on the west side of the island. The county is working on getting more county vehicles to service the west side. So I think that the bus shelter situation is also going or being addressed through a private contractor at the moment to increase bus stop on the west side of the island. And we're also working on real-time routing information. So we're getting an app where you can track where the buses are. So
That's
that
a good
is
idea.
in the process, but as with anything else, it will take some time.
So here's a question. When is the last time an origin and destination study was done? So this is our mass transit study, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah, we have that study. When was it completed? Oh, in 2018. And we had an update. Okay, so we did it in 2018. We hired a consultant, a traffic consultant, this big group of folks actually. In 2018, they created the study and then they updated it. So we do have that study. Yeah. You don't see it. Okay. Well, you're not going to see it tomorrow. I mean, so you just we heard you, Rod. We got it. So it'll take some time. Right. Right. Okay. Good. How about behind? I got you after. Go. No, you can go. Jay, yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So she mentioned about the one way. She's concerned about an area. Neil, I think you know what's the two streets again? Wailua and Kuakini. So it's just a comment. I don't think we need an answer for that, but we just like us be kind of aware of it. See if we can put maybe a police person, kind of check it out, make sure, especially in the morning, because kind of dangerous. Okay, got you. How about brother back there? Yes, Jeff. Okay. I gotcha. So what's the status? Okay, so what I'm hearing Jeff saying is his what is that, a company or the National Historic Park wants to connect to the sewer line, and what's the update on that? Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
I couldn't hear the
question. What is the update on the sewer line and the lift station by Kaiser?
Oh, you mean Queens?
By Queens. By Queens or Kaiser?
Kaiser? Oh, that's the same one, yeah. So we're working with some developers out there. We're in communication, and they're giving us feedback on what they'd like to do. So we're trying to fit it into our bigger plan of connecting everyone out in that area. It's moving along.
It's moving along.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. And you got next. Go.
My name is Keaʻau, and this is around the housing and homeless grant funds that we have, our state or county funding. And I was wondering how it's on reporting and accountability and measuring outcome because I know probably everybody here would see this, a lot of the same people who've been homeless for a long time.
Great question.
So I was wondering what that looks like.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. You want to see outcomes. So the question was, the homeless situation, right? We dedicating money to these nonprofits, and is there any data telling us, is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Are we utilizing our funds in the right way and such? So that's Kea'au.
Thank you. Thanks for the question. It's a 5-year pilot study. The funding is for 5 years. We're in the 3rd year, so we've just launched the 3rd year of contracts for the Homeless and Housing Fund. This administration is really looking at how we're utilizing that fund, the impact that fund has, and how to maximize the efforts that we're making by many of the partners in the room that we see to really see results. And I know that West Hawaii has been neglected. And I know that you have people working tirelessly in this space for many years with little funding and little support. And I think that a few of you have met with me and know that I'm really working hard to build the West Hawaii Coalition, to learn, to hear, to listen, and to just build partnerships so that we can really utilize these funds intelligently so that we can keep the funds renewing again. So it's a priority issue for me, priority for Mayor, lots of talks, housing the homeless task force at the cabinet level. I hope we see results soon.
Yeah. Yeah, do we have a metrics on how do we gauge results, and then can we share it with the public?
Yep, so we currently we're engaging consultants. They've been with us for a year now come July, looking at our entire program, looking at the way that we're collecting data, the way that we are directing funds. They've been doing community surveys. They've surveyed all the council members that would participate, providers that are participating in the survey. We're going out to do some community outreach meetings. So we're collecting as much data as we can to improve the way that we collect the data so that we can tell our story best on how this fund is making a difference. And if it's not making a difference, what do we need to do differently? Yeah.
That's great. Great question. Okay, I'm going to go with you, and then I'm going to go to this crowd, and then I'm going back over there. So go, man. Yes. Gotcha.
People are putting their cars, their private cars there for an
Okay.
off-island resident to come and take.
Yeah.
That's using up space that they need. And then if we can open Hale during the day when there aren't events.
Gotcha.
A lot more spaces.
All right, two statements. One is we got to monitor the. Thank you. Big round of applause for that, out of traffic people. Okay, so we got to monitor better our traffic stalls, making sure that they're not parked overnight, right? And then also, what about Hale Halavai? Like, right, that's the space. That's about 30 plus parking spaces, you know. And sometimes we can open it up because, you know, not all the time you get karate or, you know, jiu-jitsu. But that's going to take some coordination. And so I'm looking at Clayton, he's nodding, so I think we're gonna look into that. We're gonna look into that. So thank you for that. Okay, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go there. So go, sir, John.
My question is for the police chief. I'm John. And where I've lived before, a county had a elected county sheriff, and he had his own deputies, and he generally worked the rural areas and small towns away from cities with their own police departments. Can you address that and ask why we don't have that, or how your system is working? I don't understand.
Chief Ben, can you repeat the question too for everybody?
Sure. So the question is basically where the gentleman came from, a different form of governments, where there was an elected sheriff, and the sheriffs basically patrolled the more rural areas of the county, and the police departments focused instead on the city areas, right? And in 98% of the nation, that's the case. Hawaii is set up differently. So the cities and the counties are incorporated together. So in Hawaii County, operates more like a city, and the state, at least law enforcement-wise, then the state has the sheriff's department. So the state sheriffs, their primary mission, and to say it as simply as I can, is to take care of the courthouses and the correctional facilities and the airports. And everything else is basically ceded to the counties and the county police departments to take care of.
Thank you, Chief.
We can talk more after.
Yeah. Back there, sir, way back there. Oh, sorry. You want to go next? Okay, we'll go there. Go ahead. Right. Yes. Yes. Oh, automatic. We're doing that already. Yes. So what he asked is, you know, when we resurface a road, right? We get all this extra material. So he's just saying, hey, take that extra material, because he's a smart guy, I know him, Keaʻau. And he said we could use that to resurface other areas. You know, and it's almost as good as regular pavement. Yeah, so Neil, we do that already, yeah?
Yes, we do that. We do it for all our shoulder work, our roads in limbo. We give the material away to them. Then we do it for our gravel roads we maintain. And we share with parks. Depending on how deep the fill. Yeah, it depends on the fill.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got that. That's
Yes.
yeah,
Thank
we're on
you.
there. Okay, are you gonna defer it? Okay, go, man. Oh, okay. That's a solution. Right, the question was, hey, you know these private parking people, they can make up to $1 to $2 million a year, she said. So she said, hey, as the county, why don't we just jack the property taxes? Are they paying GET tax, all like that? So I don't know. Who'll answer that question? Finance. Can we just jack up the taxes or what for this?
Thank you for your question and your comment. So regarding the taxes, it's not something that we have looked at yet, and actually our property tax rates are determined by our county council. But thank you for your comments, and we can definitely take that back and take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean we could consider that. Thank you for putting that into the solution box. I know Julie should love to. She's collecting all solutions for the Kona traffic situation. So I'll go here and then I work my way back. Okay, go, sir. Yeah.
And so I hadn't thought about this, but on Queen K, when they first put in the light after they did everything, great synchronization going on, and I know that we want to keep things
Yeah.
going on there. And it's like I sit at those lights during the day.
Yeah.
5 minutes does not.
I know.
No one coming.
I know.
The intelligence I know that there's the light.
Right. So he's making a statement. Can we resynchronize the lights that has somehow lost synchronicity, right? So I've been there. Have you ever been at a light like 5 minutes and you're like, nobody's on the left side, and you're almost tempted to just go through it. Sorry, Chief Ben, but you won't because you want to maintain the law, right? So what's up with these lights? Okay, so who can answer that question? Merrick.
Great question. So we just had that discussion earlier today. What is up with the lights all across over here? Blinking here, working here, not working here. So part of the solution is that all of these lights on the entire island of Hawaii are actually maintained and repaired by the County of Hawaii. And what we are in the process of doing is we actually need hardwire. We need to connect all these lights together to synchronize them. So they need to talk to each other so that they can be adjusted so that the timing of the lights will allow the traffic to flow better. So it's in the process and should be happening soon, but we're aware of it. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. He said there were some intelligence, and it seems like they lost all intelligence. And that's what I feel with my kids sometimes. Okay, but we're working on it. Thank you. We're going back here. Go, ma'am. Okay, improving sidewalks and a new hospital. So let me talk about the new hospital first. So we've been in collaboration with the Queens Hospital that they want to build. So I've been meeting every 2 weeks with the CEO. We have Merrick meeting every 2 weeks with the developers. And I mean, pretty much, I would say half of this leadership team will be connected to that hospital in one way or the other. Public Works will have a say, environmental management, because wastewater. Attorneys got to get involved, when we get questions about, legalese issues. Water going to be involved because, they need water. So we're hoping that with continual philanthropy dollars is what Queens is hoping, in addition to the state contributing, that they'll have enough funds to build that hospital. And I'm hoping that too, and I'm pushing for it. Yeah, still in the same area. And what is your other question? Oh, the sidewalks. Hey, we just need more sidewalks. We got to fix the sidewalks. Oh, okay. Oh, two things. One, there's very limited sidewalks, and then the sidewalks that we do have needs repair.
You give me the locations later, we'll talk. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just give me the locations. He'll go tomorrow, he'll fix it. Sir, go ahead.
My neighbors get the same thing like me. They 500 a year. I get 1,000. Who makes these damn assessments?
Right, good question. Who makes these assessments? Can we get our tax person, Pati's actually correct? Because if you fix his taxes, that's gonna fix mine, so try help.
Well, I would like to talk to you after because I'm sure there's something specific. I'm Lisa Muir with the Real Property Tax Office. I don't set all the values, but there are property appraisers. So there's different programs that individuals can apply for. So I don't know if you're a homeowner or not a homeowner. Yes, homeowner. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 30,000 you said? Okay, 3 properties. Yeah.
Yeah, like a cap or something.
Well, you would care if it was a mainland owner that was in a $20 million house with a cap. So for your first property that's your homeowner, it shouldn't be going that high. There is a cap, 3% per year.
Mm-hmm.
Every individual can only go 10,000. After that, if you pay more, all that money goes something. Nobody knows. They don't like say. Okay? It's all out there. Okay? 10,000 is your limit. What the property you got?
There's no limit. Yeah, it seems like it's higher and higher. We did consider capping. Yeah.
When I do come to talk to the tax people,
Yeah.
you know what the response is?
No.
We don't know.
Oh.
Well, I'm there several days a week. I'm happy to talk to you.
Yeah, because when I go there, we don't know. And I get upset.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the older I get, I gotta be on part-time job.
To pay taxes.
As soon as my company put gas, all that money just goes to taxes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
As taxation, without representation, where the money go?
Right. Now, we hear you. I'm with you on that, Pati. And I think, so we did have discussions on possibilities for one cap, like one kupuna cap, or because here you are, right? You're not improving your property, but somebody next to you, hey, they build on mansion. All of a sudden, your appraisal go up because of their appraisal. Now you paying more. So there are some states where they get one cap, and we did look at that, and we should continue looking at that. And I hear you, and I thank you for sharing that. That's one major concern. Thank you, brother. I'm working over here. Okay, I'm going back all the way this side just for catch up. Okay, I see Uncle Jerome. You was the first one. Raise your hand. So we're going to start over here. Okay, go ahead. Share your question.
Oh, you sure? Yes. I don't know if you guys live in Ali'ikai. Raise your hand. How many people live in Ali'ikai? Raise your hand.
How many people live Ali'ikai?
Raise.
Okay. Oh, not too much.
Not too much.
Okay.
We got a school there. This year is tsunami awareness weekend, right? The school is below the tsunami line. 642 kids are stuck in there, one way in, one way out. We're surrounded by trees and bushes. It's going to catch fire. We've been working on this project since Billy was here. Nothing has happened. So whose fault is it when a kid get burned. The school is destroyed by tsunami. Raise your hand. Nobody. The point here I'm telling you guys, I live in Ali'i. Brother over here talking a good question about land. Kanua's on a lot of land in Kailua. We pay just as much as him. But the point here then is that Ali'i, I have never lived that place for 60 years. The traffic there is ridiculous. You cannot go in and you cannot come out. So what happens if the fire hits when the traffic is up too far? There's no escape for these kids. We talk about traffic, then brother, Ali'i Drive, it's not happening for all of us.
Very good.
We got to do something about it, Timo.
Thank you, Uncle.
It's right there, ready to happen. How do we make the thing work?
Great question. Thank you for sharing that, Uncle. About Merrick, your thoughts on that? Is there a connector road, or Neil? What we can do? Anything? Any possibilities for that?
Okay, let's start with the dry grass, the trees, everything. Because last year we went in there with a machine, we're ready for cut, but I told him, hold on. We look at it, had a lot of sites there. So I said, no, take the machine out of here. We're not cutting it. I don't care. We respect the sites. Then they said we got to cut by hand. We don't have enough guys for weed eat, all that by hand. There's a lot of acreage there for all the brown grass. We need help for cut by hand. You know, weed eating and stuff. We don't have enough guys. We maintain roads, we pave roads, take care of drainage, take care of this, take care of that. And we got to cut weed eat that too. You know, that would take us a lot of manpower for that, sir. And we cannot take no machines in there. For the roads, for the school, Kakai School Access Road. This is a state-owned, state take care of that road. You know, we're looking for other access out of there. We got to look into it. We got to talk to the state, see how that road can come under the county so we can maintain that road. Right now, there's another road right between those homes. There's a private one. The private installed a gate, so the state kind of go through the gate. There's a private subdivision right there. That was Rome. So right there, we just got to look for another road where we got to get access to the properties and see what we can do.
Right. That's good. It's brought up a great concern. We should continue to have this talk story as an important talk story that for the kids, for the safety.
I think it's important. I think what he's saying about the shifty is, I know the berries are there, but it's been done 30 years ago.
Oh, good. Okay.
I know what you're talking about. But the land adjacent where you guys yellow gate,
yeah.
I own the property. I'm willing to open it up for you guys.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
we took the machine there, Uncle Jerome. Remember, we took the machine there, ready for cut, but we held back because of shifty and stuff. And they told us we need to go by hand. Okay. You know, if we go by hand, it'll take us too long. Sorry. You know,
maybe you can help us talk to Shifty.
I'm trying to.
Okay. Oh, shucks. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes. Way back there, brother. Go ahead. Yes, sir. How are you? Yes. More fields for the kids. More fields for the kids. Thank you for that. Yes, I'm a big recreation fan, and I hear you. I raised 7 kids. I was coaching, and we need more fields, gyms, parks, and access to bathrooms. So it's high on our radar. I appreciate you putting a plug in there for the kids. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Okay, we're going to go. I said I'd like to leave half hour for you guys come up, talk to them one-on-one, but go ahead. One more question. Any plans to extend Ali'i Parkway? Ali'i Parkway. Is that, which one is that? All the way Kulaʻimano? No. Oh, mid-level road. Mid-level road, go.
Yeah. Yeah, to the sites. Yeah, barrel sites.
Oh, okay. Okay, They actually, just shared. He said, "Kimo, we looked into that. We get so much burial sites in that area, it makes it very difficult. But they're not going to stop us for continue to look at how to alleviate the traffic situation in Kona. So, everybody, this is first of all, this is such an awesome turnout. Best ever turnout. Thank you so much. So I know you guys get civil defense questions. I know you guys like hit up Bill on some civil defense questions. I know you like hit up, maybe you don't like hit up Parks already because you stay burnout, but maybe our IT, maybe more planning. The fire chief, he can answer some real good questions on fire mitigation. I mean, we had an awesome conference. You know our police chief. You can continue to talk to our environmental management. Neo's here to talk about roads. You got any kind of business opportunity that venture, please hit up Benson Medina. You guys never ask any water questions. Do you know that without water, we cannot develop? So hit up this guy, water questions. And then we got attorneys, our finance person, and our HR. Please hang out. Hit them up with your questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Aloha.